Yes, good afternoon, family, good afternoon. You are tuned into the proven truth. You are tuned into the proven truth with your good afternoon, family, good afternoon. You are tuned into the proven truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. You are tuned into the proven truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. Coming to you live from the studio of Radio Gumbo Creole. Coming to you live from the beautiful studio here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. From the studio of Radio Gumbo Creole. To participate in the program, you can dial us at 504-303-8922. 504-303-8922. For those of you who don't know, the government of the United States went and shut down this past Friday. The United States government closed its doors. No more business. Now, for the vast majority of people I know, who don't watch mainstream media, don't know about it. And if truth be told, maybe even don't care. Okay? But this is the thing. We have listeners who are really concerned about what's going on in the federal government and local government too. However, we have veterans, people who serve this country honorably and who basically now relies on the government for a paycheck, who is honestly nervous when it comes around this time. And when we actually have, like we have right now, I think they are actually now voting, or maybe the vote is already cast, but well, within the last hour, no, it was still out for debate whether or not they would reopen the government. Now, look, so all of you out there, more so the veterans who call us and ask us about to speak on the issue, this is an issue we're going to speak on because we respect the fact that you guys go out there and fight for this country. Some lost their life, some lost limbs, some lost family. But listen to me carefully, brothers and sisters. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Don't feel frustrated. The world ain't coming to an end. It's not. And away from people like yourself or veterans out there who are actually looking forward to a paycheck from the government, most Americans don't even recognize the fact. If you should ask maybe 2 out of 10 care or could tell you that we're actually facing a government shutdown right now. And what does that mean when the government shut down? Simply, when the government shut down, as it was over this past weekend. Now, one more thing you need to bear in mind. The government never the longest according to record that the government actually shut down for is 3 weeks, or was 3 weeks. They started to play around with this government shutdown sometime in 95. Okay, sometime in 95 they started to play around with it. And look, it's all a political ploy. It's nothing serious. There is no main reason for the government to shut down. No, this is something that one party use to strong arm another party. Okay? And this is what the people of America need to know. There is no deep-rooted concept why the United States government, as we know it, supposed to shut down or actually shut down. The U.S. House passed a resolution or a bill, appropriation bill, and send that bill to the Senate. Now, every single thing that's written in that bill is what the Senate needs, or the Democratic Party asks or need and got. There is nothing in that bill that the Senate oppose. Listen to me carefully now. There is nothing in the bill that the Senate oppose. There is one aspect of the bill, or the reason why the government actually went into shutdown is not because American troops have a burning issue or desire that they need the government to face or to rectify. No. It's because 800, look, it depends on who you ask. The figure out there is anywhere from 700,000 to 800,000 immigrants, okay, what they call DACA. These are people who came here to America because of no fault of their own. That sounds funny to me. Because of no fault of their own. Black people came here too because of no fault of their own. However, we're talking about kids. People who came here when they are kids because of no fault of their own. The parents bring them to this country. A lot of them because they're trying to, acquire a better standard of life. They come to this country. And most of them stay on the right and proven path. Go to school, leave school, go to college, leave high school, go to college. From high school, a lot of them, enter into the labor force. Exploited or not, they're going to the labor force, and some of them do contribute to the system of taxation that we have here in America. And these are the people who, when they refer to the DACA or the DACA population, that's who they are talking about. Now, understand the difference between the two groups of people. We have one group of people who is referred to as illegal aliens or immigrants, DACA. And we have another set of people who we refer to as Americans, patriotic Americans, people who put their life, the family, and the time on the line for America and the American principle. Whether you like the American principle, yes or no. Whether you believe in wars, yes or no. That's not the issue. The issue here, we are talking about two group of people, one to which the political power, the political structure that be, would side with that group of people to the extent where they shut the government down. Okay? Not because that group of people was on any list or any any action was going to be taken against the DACA group. No, because as it is right now, according to what's on the table and according to the laws and the agreement, the people who falls underneath that DACA requirement, nothing going to happen to those people until March 15, March 18, sometime around that time. Okay? Now we have people who serve this country, who is wondering, who is calling to the program, who is sending us texts and emails and Facebook messages, Instagram and stuff like that, asking, look, when you guys going to talk about what's going on about the government shutdown, you know what I mean? Our livelihood is at stake. Now, the truth about it, to a certain degree, yes, your livelihood or that check it at stake, but it's nothing that you need to be worried about. There's two group of people, or two class. When the government shut down, there's two things that happen. You have, they refer to them as the essential groups and the non-essential groups. So what you're going to find happen is, what happened when the federal government shut down? You have places like parks, government parks, maybe visit to the White House, visit to Congress. If there is a state of emergency or there is a flood or there is a disaster, certain funds may be not readily available based on the time of the shutdown of government. So the average person ain't gonna feel any significant effect right off the bat if the government shut down. A matter of fact, if truth be told, we want the government to shut down. Yes, we do. When you understand the fact that the government, as we know it, let's back up for those of you who don't know. Look, I was in a conversation with a high school graduate. This kid is a brilliant kid, or a scholar according to their level of classifying kids coming out of high school. This kid had a 4.0 GPA. And I asked this kid, somebody who I know, I said, look, what's the purpose of government? It took him a minute to answer what's the purpose of government. But finally he said to me that the purpose of government is to take care of people. Wow. I said, really? He said, yes, that's what government is for, to take care of people. Now you have to understand the concept right here. That's what government wants you to think. Or because people run to government they talk about the governmental assistance or government program. You don't even have to teach it in school. Kids sit by the wayside and they observe and they watch. And every time people talk about government, it's in the portfolio of receiving something from government. And I had to tell my little brother, look, that's the wrong concept, my brother. That wasn't the true purpose and intent for government. And, you know, we talk a bit about his old schooling and what it is that they are teaching him in school. And I draw a document. I pull out a document. A document that we call the Constitution. I always carry around with me this document. And for you know, my Facebook audience who can see, because you know this program is live streamed on Facebook. We have this document right here. This is a pocket size. You know, we have a larger one. And this document, this book contains two documents. It's the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of America. So I pull this book or this document out to my brother and I read it to him. I said, look, I said, listen, even though when this document was drafted or written, it wasn't with us in mind, us being Africans, being black people from the through the diaspora. You know, it wasn't meant, but its concept and its teaching and its philosophy is now said to apply to us. Okay, so I read it, and let me read it for you too. It says here in the Constitution of the United States of America, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for these United States. Now, need I say no more? That's it. That is the purpose of government. We, the people of these United States, in order to form a more perfect union, do ordain these group of people over here, where we empower and we call the government, to do things for our benefit and our purpose. We're going to establish certain rules and certain parameters, and we're going to give them, and we're going to outline it to them in this document we call the Constitution. Right? So it is their duty. They have a fiduciary duty to us, their bosses, to ensure that certain things run smoothly, so that we the people, we the bosses, can go about our day living and doing what we choose to do. You know, maybe go on the beach, drink some tequila, drink some coconut water, you know, just taking the ambiance of, you know, the sun ray, while they go to work. That is the contract. that we, the American people, have with that group of people that we call the government. Now, one of the things that we as a people seem to forget. These two political parties, or maybe three, three parties, these people, when they don't do what they're supposed to do, and we sit back and take no action, then at that point it's on us. When you're going to shut down the government, when a bill is put forward and you're going to shut down the government just because you want to prove a point. No, the point you're trying to prove is not a deep-rooted conscious point that you have a disagreement with any other branch of government or people within that government. No, because you are talking about shutting. Are you shut down the government? We're talking both not only to the Democratic Party but to the Republican Party. Look, we ain't talking. Look, we ain't siding with none of these people. Democrats and Republican. The both of them, the both parties, in my opinion, you can put them in a goddamn barrel and throw them down, roll them out to Timbuktu if you like here. The both parties is at fault. We ain't gonna sit here and talk about the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. No. Yeah, we can quote numbers. We can give you numbers. Okay, we can tell you over 236 Republicans voted for and 240 Democrats voted against. We can quote stats. We can tell you that. But that's not what we are here for. When these guys play politics, we are the ones who feel the effect. When they sit in Washington, D.C. and play politics, you got single female vets with kids who is worried about receiving a check. Now again, let me be clear to all that to all who is concerned about this government shutdown. Don't be worried, don't be scared. This government shutdown has no basis on which it can stand or survive. This government shutdown is just a political ploy. That's all it is. It's nothing serious. It's nothing serious. A matter of fact, I'm going to play for you a clip to show you how we substantiate the fact that this government shutdown is a ploy. Under the previous administration, and again, mind you, you see, we as the people, we ain't siding with either party. The both Guardian party to us ain't doing what they're supposed to do, and haven't been doing what they're supposed to do for the American people or on the behalf of the American people for a very long time. But we have to point out the hypocrisy when we see we had a shutdown here for 3 days because we oppose or we want to send a strong message or support to the DACA recipients. So we shut down the US government. Schumer, that senator from New York, said because there's nothing this is an appropriation. This is an appropriation. What they are looking for money to spend to run government. This is total. They could go after the appropriation and write or put a bill into law that wouldn't affect the day-to-day operation of government, and that would just deal directly with that immigrant community. They can do that. Now they're going to take a stand to say that this present administration is against DACA or the DACA recipients and is looking to throw the DACA recipients out or deport the DACA recipients. And today they are saying that, look, we are not for that. Oh, really? Really? Since when? Since when? We're going to prove to you, we're going to run a clip in a short while. The same argument that this administration is making, or why we shut the government down, why Schumer and his friend is saying that we shut the government down. They was saying that on the previous administration that it was illegal. All right, and it was illegal. So that just goes to show you the hypocrisy of these people.
Let me prove it.
All right.
1 year ago, so here we are, 1 year from the Americans, military families.
Now, hold 1 second. We're going to show you.
Republicans blame the Democrat with the shutdown. 60s open, mean-spirited the Democrats. Numerous times.
The senator that spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who enter the U.S. legally.
Well, okay. I hope you guys heard that now. That was Chuck Schumer a while ago. Okay?
Illegally, and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law. And because we live in an age where terrorists are challenging our borders, we cannot allow people to pour into the U.S. undetected, undocumented, and unchecked.
Okay. You heard that? That's politics. That's all it is. It's politics. Now, today, we have a law. This immigrant law has been on the books for some time now. Okay? I'm just trying to point out here the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of these two parties. Okay? Well, the truth about it, we're shining the light basically right now on Mr. Schumer, that senator from New York. He is the what do you call it? He's the head person in the Senate, in the minority house, on the minority side. But you're going to shut down the government because people, according to you, need to have certain privilege and certain rights. Okay? And this same argument you was against a few years ago. That's hypocrisy. That's a joke. Love to see brothers and sisters not for one another.
It's the way it should be.
Not contrary.
Stop tearing down each other. Look around to see the
People over hills and valleys too.
Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute they don't like you.
We the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. They don't like you. You are listening to The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. You can join the conversation at 504-303. You are listening to The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. You can join the conversation by dialing 504-303-8922. You can also listen to us by dialing the number 712-432-7883. You can check us out on the web, www.radiogombocreole.com. That's RadioGombocreole. You can listen to us on the app, tune in at Radio Gumbo Creole. Check us out on Facebook. We live stream on Facebook. We live stream on Facebook. Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. That's ANTHONYBROWN FORASSOR 210. Check us out. Out of the press, people, out of the press. Congress has voted to end the government shutdown. Congress has voted to end the government shutdown. Now, let me read something for you guys real quick. After a 3-day standoff, Congress has voted to reopen the government, but only for 3 weeks. In a last-minute decision, Senate Democrats agreed to pass a spending bill that would fund the federal government through February 8 and fund the Children's Health Insurance Program for 6 years, with an assurance from the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to negotiate some kind of immigration deal within that time period and to put a bill on the floor for a vote. The House passes the same spending bill a few hours later. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying here, family. No, look, if this is not a political exploitation, if this is not a if this is not a farce, if this is not a joke, the very first sentence of the press, only for 3 weeks. So what happened in 3 weeks' time? In 3 weeks' time, we're going back through the same roller coaster again. It is a joke. It is a game of chess for these political players. And look who they are putting on the forefront. They are putting kids on the forefront. Hey, look, for all of you Louisianians, for you people in Louis, did you hear what your governor, John Bell Edwards, said about this shutdown? I'm going to paraphrase right here. His concern about the government shutdown was that it would affect CHIP. Now, CHIP is this program where, you know, certain families or families with low income get assistance from the government to for health care, right? Kids get, you know, so the kids can go and see the dentist, and, you know, if they need braces, if they need to get a cleaning, you know, if they need to go and see the doctor for checkup and stuff, right? He was also concerned about, you know, which he was also concerned about that federal what you call it, the flood insurance. That was his two main concern. Your governor, John Bell Edwards, that was his two main concern about the government shutdown. Now, away from the flood insurance, which, again, that's nothing to lose any sleep over. We right here in New Orleans, Louisiana, know how this flood insurance system work and operate. You got people right now, years after Katrina and other devastation post-Katrina, still haven't received any type of financial assistance from the federal government, or no government, no goddamn government. That's what you're worried about? We're worried about that. Because even if the federal government shut down and there was a disaster, I guarantee you, to the point where the federal government needs to render assistance to its citizens or to the people of Louisiana or any other territory within these United States. At that point, they would have put away all the petty bickering, right? And they would appropriate funds so that the relevant families can receive it. Health care, child health care. The government shutdown right now, it ain't gonna stop a child from going to the hospital and receive the necessary health care. They cannot turn you away because you don't have that that card. As a matter of fact, you're gonna have your card. They're gonna get paid from the government. The fact that the government shut down ain't gonna stop you from seeing a doctor. It's a tactics, my friends, my family. It's a ploy. It's what these guys use just to keep themselves relevant. No, again, look, it's a joke. So in 3 weeks' time, for all of you out there, you know, who been through this ordeal. In 3 weeks' time, you're gonna go through this ordeal again, and this worrying again. Whether or not I can pay my bills, whether or not I'll be getting a check. My advice, don't worry about it. It's a joke. It's just to show it's alpha males out there playing and their playing field with total disregard or disrespect for the people who send them on that playing field. Total disregard and disrespect for the people who send them on that playing field. It's our belief that when times are in times like these, when the people who we employ to take care of our business, our affairs, fail to do so, they should not, or they should have not receive no pay for whatever time. So the government, the federal government, midnight, Friday night, came to a close. And according to the Associated Press, it's they reached some kind of a compromise. According to the Associated Press, they reached some type of compromise. There's a picture right here with the leader and the majority leader of the U.S. Senate, you know, looking at each other like, hey, we did something good, or we did something great. You know, you guys didn't. It's our strong belief that these guys supposed to forfeit their pay for whatever duration of time that the government was shut down. Because this was something that was foreseen. And again, there wasn't no significant meaning to it. You see, we play a clip for you earlier where Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Schumer was saying that we need to protect the borders. People coming inside this country are illegal immigrants. We need to take action against them. And now you are opposing that argument because a different party is in power. And in so doing, you are causing harm or financial frustration unto people who serve this country with honor, respect, and to a certain degree even give their life. Now again, it's not our concern, or it's not our, we are not here to side with either parties. Again, let's make that clear. We're not here to side with either parties. Once the people of these United States recognize that either of these parties are serving the will, are not following the letter of the law, which is the Constitution, are not providing, are not performing their function as government so that we can feel comfortable, live in tranquility. That's their function as outlined in the United States Constitution. All right, that's the function and purpose of government. To protect your rights, that individual rights. So because we want a government or a body of people to protect our individual rights, we establish and create this government. And with that, the Constitution was written. So when you have government, it doesn't matter which chamber you come from. Okay? The Democrats pointing fingers at the Republicans pointing fingers at the Democrats. The Democrats are saying, look, well, it's a Republican because they control the House, the Senate, and the Oval Office. And that's not even true. We're talking about an appropriation bill right here. An appropriation bill. A spending bill. That's what we're talking about. So, what is the requirement? What needs to happen? We need 60 votes to do that. How much? What's the number in the Senate for the Republicans? The last time I checked it was 51. I could be wrong. I doubt it though. 51. So even if the Republicans wanted, they couldn't do it by themselves, family. They couldn't. We need bipartisan action to do that. So by default, that argument is void. By default. Now, look, again, this is the proven truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown. The proven truth. You know, this is not his truth, her truth, or even my truth. How can you say that you can throw this governmental shutdown straight in the laps of the Republicans? Because they control the House and the Senate. Forget the Oval Office. The Oval Office have nothing to do with this. This is a legislative matter. When by default there is only 51 votes, and that's if everybody inside there vote yay, which it wasn't. You had 4 who deflected, who vote nay. So where's that bipartisan relationship? Okay. Likewise, you cannot throw all the blame on the Democratic Party. Even though their argument again was just out the window. Hot off the press. After a 3-day standoff, Congress family, Congress is back in business. The US government is up and running. Paychecks supposed to be labeled and stamped in the mails. All your parks, all your visit to the White House, you can reschedule again. Look, this issue, my friend, is one that concerns a lot of people. It actually affects the lives of family out there. Maybe in some instance more rapidly than some. But when the US government shut down, there is a fear factor that you must consider. There's a fear factor even if the application of the government shutting down won't affect the average person till maybe weeks or even months down the road. There's a fear factor. There's a fear factor that that people go through. Oh man, is the country defenseless? No, it's not. America will never be defenseless. Don't worry about that. The Pentagon, look, the Pentagon is up and running. Oh man, will I be getting my check for my disability? Yes, you will. The longest this shutdown ever lasts was for 3 weeks. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for the media talking about it, people will be going about their average day, their day, don't even know that the government shut down. That's just to show you how little certain people think of the government, or how little effect that the government poses in certain people's lives. Again, the US government is back up and running. They reach a compromise. Anthony Brown. Peace.
Circumstances
Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should know. It's something like some foolish, but things are getting better every day. Another convict seems to be buried. Why is there so much violence killing me one another? Let us learn to love and let the light shine brighter. For influence to influence.